2, 3, 4.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today it's a Friday and I'm currently at the park here in Morning Mist Village here in Uptown CDO, and I have a little life update. It's been months since the last time I updated you guys about what kind of career I'm jumping or diving into since I resigned from my job at the LGU. So right now, just this Monday, I finally got myself a certification for my yoga teacher training graduation. So I'm officially a yoga teacher now. Like, I'm a registered yoga teacher, but I have no experience, like a full and a intense experience of teaching yoga. But I can say though that I have a good enough experience on teaching an all levels class for yoga since I was practicing since 2018 to present. So also, I also had my birthday, I think it was 2 weeks ago, so I'm 29 now, unfortunately. But no, we are not having negative self-talk today. We are enjoying our age and this life, even if everything is just uncertain, but you just have to stick to what is present and appreciate what we have and look forward to the things that can give us more light in the future. I'm sorry for filming in the middle of the park where it's busy. It's kind of busy here. Anyway, I got myself a book called Light on Yoga. This is written by BKS Iyengar. This is basically the Bible of the yoga teacher trainings, and this has been the main book that was recommended by our yoga, the yoga program that I enrolled in for my yoga teacher training, and so far everything has been smooth and very applicable. So I want to dive into it as to what its contents are, but I'm not exactly here like teaching directly because I don't have this discipline in myself yet. I only practice on what worked for me in the past couple of years. So maybe read Light on Yoga with me. Maybe this is the title of this video. Let's read Light on Yoga, shall we? Okay, so the first part of this book basically focuses on what yoga is all about. So there's been a lot of description and explanation as to what yoga is and what really is its main outcome when you practice it. It also dived into the stages of yoga, which basically is, what are you doing? Okay, thank you. Anyway, so a lot of these involve a lot of Sanskrit terms, but I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. So I'm just gonna focus, I guess, on the... I forgot to bookmark! I lost it. Naato siya sa part 2. Ay, tara. Yogasanas. So this is the part that I've been aiming to share with you guys. So Yogasanas. Hints and cautions for the practice of asanas. When we say asanas, that's the Sanskrit term for poses or postures, the yoga postures. So this book specifically explains the do's and don'ts when you're practicing yoga. So it starts with the requisites. It says here that without firm foundations, a house cannot stand. So you know how houses are built, right? Like, there should be pillars, there should be scaffolds. So without the scaffolds, without the pillars, without its foundation, what is it made of then? It will be easily destroyed by calamities or disasters. And without the practice of the principles of yama and niyama, which lay down firm foundations for building character, there cannot be an integrated personality. When we say yama, the English translation for yama means abstinence, or a representation of our moral obligations. That's basically the first limb of Yoga Sutras, or the 8-limbed path of yoga. And when we say niyama, the English translation for that is observance. So basically, when we talk about practicing yoga and what it requires for someone to practice it, it involves the principles of abstinence and observance. So practice of the yoga poses without the backing of abstinence and observance is mere acrobatics. So it's not yoga if it doesn't have that principle of from abstaining and observing. And then the second requisite is the qualities demanded from an aspirant are discipline, faith, tenacity, and perseverance to practice regularly without interruptions. So yeah, I think those are the first two requisites. Now, the second hint or caution for the practice of yoga is cleanliness and food. So it says here that before starting to practice asanas, the bladder or urinary bladder should be emptied and the bowels evacuated. Topsy-turvy process help bowel movements. If the student is constipated or it is not possible to evacuate the bowels before the practice of asanas, start with Sirsasana or Sarvangasana and their variations. It says here to never practice advanced asanas or poses without having first evacuated the bowels. Yeah, that explains a lot, because sometimes when I go to this yoga studio that I enrolled in a few years back, there were days when I would just run to the bathroom because I really need to potty. And sometimes it disturbs me because sometimes I get scared if I might fart during the practice and the rest of the students might smell it and it's gonna be so embarrassing. But I guess it's also kind of like an unspoken rule to just clean your stuff and be respectful of other people's practices, right? That's a lot of TMI. Anyway, let's move on to the third one, bath. So asanas come easier after taking a bath. So it says here that after doing asanas or after practicing yoga, the body feels sticky due to perspiration, and it is desirable to bathe some 15 minutes later. So 15 minutes later after your yoga practice, you must take a bath, okay? Taking a bath or a shower both before and after practicing asanas refreshes the mind and the body. Food. Asanas should preferably be done on an empty stomach. If this is difficult, a cup of tea or coffee, cocoa or milk, I bet this is dairy-free, may be taken before doing them. They may be practiced without discomfort 1 hour after every light meal. Allow at least 4 hours to elapse after a heavy meal before starting the practice. Food may be taken half an hour after completing the asanas. Of course, because when you have full stomach and then you practice, and then it can involve some inversion poses. I don't think that's comfy. So yeah, I'll take this. I'll take note of this. Time. The best time to practice is either early in the morning or late in the evening. Yeah, I love doing yoga in the morning. It refreshes my body, and sometimes when I'm meditating and I feel like there's a higher self in my crown chakra that would tell me positive affirmations. It starts my day right. I don't know about you guys, but that's just my experience. Okay, in the morning, asanas do not come easily as the body is stiff. The mind, however, is still fresh, but its alertness and determination diminish as time goes by, and the stiffness of the body is conquered by regular practice, and one is able to do the asanas well. In the evening, the body moves more freely than in the mornings. In the evening, the body moves more freely than in the mornings, and the asanas come better with greater ease. Practice in the morning makes one work better in one's vocation. In the evening, it removes the fatigue of the day's strain and makes one fresh and calm. Difficult asanas should therefore be done in the morning when one has more determination and stimulative asanas. So stimulative asanas should be practiced in the evening, and in the morning, more difficult asanas. Alright, so the next part, sun. It says here that do not practice asanas after being out in the hot sun for several hours, obviously, because you might get heat stroke. And then the place, okay? They should be done in a clean, airy place, free from insects and noise. So obviously, this is not the place to practice yoga, unless it's morning, because I guess in the morning it's much safer and quieter. Not a lot of dogs or cars or construction or skater boys, I don't know. Anyway, do not practice the asanas on the bare floor or on an uneven place, but on a folded blanket laid on a level floor. So it must be level, and there must be a blanket or something that can help you feel safe and comfortable when you do, like poses that needs your palm on the ground, or you need, like, would you like to have barefoot or something? Safety first, guys, safety first. Cautions: no undue strain should be felt in the facial muscles, ears and eyes, or in breathing during the practice. Closing of the eyes. In the beginning, keep the eyes open. Then you will know what you are doing and where you go wrong. If you shut your eyes, you will not be in a position to watch the requisite movements of the body or even the direction in which you are doing the pose. You can keep your eyes closed only when you are perfect in a particular asana, for only then you will be able to adjust the bodily movements and feel the correct stretches. Yes, I do this a lot. Like, I don't close my eyes until I feel safe and a good sensation in the muscle. Mirror. If you're doing the asanas in front of a mirror, keep it perpendicular to the floor and let it come down to ground level, for otherwise the poses will look slanting due to the angle of the mirror. You will not be able to observe the movements or placing the head and shoulders in the topsy-turvy poses unless the mirror reaches down the floor. That explains a lot of studios keep the mirror all the way, like full body, like full length body, or they just keep on the floor so that you will like see where you are placed, not to the point. But I know this, the yoga teachers, the program that I enrolled in, the director is Michelle Young, and the name of the studio is My Vinyasa Practice, and she really has this brand that has like authenticity, and as much as possible there will be no projection. So in her studio it's all white, like everything is white. She just has this a set of sound, I forgot the term, I think it's sound healing yoga. Anyway, so her point is that she doesn't practice yoga that can stimulate or that has a potential for one person to project. Instead, she keeps it clean and safe from people who might have an intention to lose weight or something that is not directly helpful for one's growth, which is basically the principle of yoga. It's more of like accepting what you have instead of becoming something that you are not. So that's her greatest value there, authenticity. Okay, the brain. During the practice of asanas, it is the body alone which should be active, while the brain should remain passive, watchful, and alert. If they are done with the brain, then you will not be able to see your own mistakes. Breathing. In all the asanas, the breathing should be done through the nostrils only, and not through the mouth. But sometimes when we practice yoga, like when we inhale, like for the last breath, or sometimes even on the first few warm-ups, breathe work warm-ups, we sometimes exhale through the mouth like a sigh, but it's not, like it's not like on a regular practice. It's basically it's just a final round of breath work. Do not restrain the breath while in the process of the asana or while staying in it. Follow the instructions regarding breathing given in the technique sections of the various asanas as described hereafter. Savasana. This is my favorite part. After completing the practice of asanas, always lie down in Shavasana for at least 10 to 15 minutes, as this will remove fatigue. Asanas and Pranayama. Read carefully the hints and cautions for the practice of Pranayama before attempting it. Pranayama may be done either very early in the morning before the asanas or in the evening after completing them. If early in the morning, Pranayama may be done for 15 to 30 minutes. Then a few minutes of Savasana, and after allowing some time to elapse during which one may be engaged in normal activities, practice asanas. If, however, these are done in the evening, allow at least half an hour to elapse before sitting for pranayama. Special provisions for persons suffering from dizziness or blood pressure. Oh my god, I need to know this. I have a lot of friends who have like older than me, like seasoned people. So it says here that do not start with Sirsasana or Sarvangasana. If you suffer from dizziness or high blood pressure, do not do those poses. First, practice these poses before attempting topsy-turvy poses like these. And after doing these poses, repeat these in that order. All right. All forward bending poses are beneficial for persons suffering from either high or low blood pressure. Special warning for persons affected by pus in the ears or displaced retina. Those suffering from pus in the ears or displacement of the retina should not attempt topsy-turvy poses or difficult poses. Special provisions for women. Oh my god, I need to know this. Alright. Menstruation. Avoid asanas during the menstruation period, but if the flow is in excess of normal, these poses may be performed with beneficial effect. On no account stand on your head during the menstrual period. So basically it says here that do not practice intense inversion poses. I guess that includes headstand. Yeah, never do headstand when you're on your period. Alright. Pregnancy. All the asanas can be practiced during the first 3 months of pregnancy. All the standing poses and forward bending asanas may be done with mild movements, for at this time the spine should be made strong and elastic and no pressure should be felt on the abdomen. These poses may be practiced throughout pregnancy at any time of the day, even after meals, but not forward bending immediately after meals, as these 2 asanas will strengthen the pelvic muscles and the small of the back and also reduce labor pains considerably. Pranayama without retention may be practiced throughout pregnancy, as regular deep breathing will help considerably during labor. So yeah, there are actually prenatal yoga practices that I am yet to discover. I'm gonna dive on it later once I get a hang of the yoga teaching practice. Alright, after delivery from pregnancy, no asana should be done during the first month after delivery. Thereafter, they may be practiced mildly. 3 months after delivery, all asanas may be practiced with comfort. Alright, so 3 months pa di ay guys. 3 months after delivery, can you practice yoga? Effects of asanas. Faulty practices causes discomfort and uneasiness within a few days. This is sufficient to show that one is going wrong. If you cannot find the wrong for yourself, it is better to approach a person who has practiced well and get their guidance. The right method of doing asanas brings lightness and exhilarating feeling in the body as well as in the mind, and the feeling of oneness of mind, body, and soul. Continuous practice will change the outlook of the practitioner. They will discipline themselves in food, sex, cleanliness, and character, and will become a new man. New person. I guess this needs some rewriting. It should be non-binary. It uses a lot of man, his, him, no her, or no they. Okay, anyway, when one has mastered an asana, it comes with effortless ease and causes no discomfort. The bodily movements become graceful while performing asanas. The student's body assumes numerous forms of life found in creation, from the lowliest insect to the most perfect sage. And he learns, and they learn, that in all these breaths breathes the same universal spirit, the Spirit of God. They look within themselves while practicing and feel the presence of God in different asanas, which he does with a sense of surrender unto the feet of the Lord. See, guys, yoga doesn't take you away from what religion you have, okay? Just trust and let it flow. No force, just flow. All right, so those are the 27 hints and cautions in the practice of yoga, according to the book by BKS Iyengar. So that was a good 30-minute roll. I guess I should edit this and squeeze it into 10 minutes so I won't lose subscribers. Anyway, I gotta go. It's already a little dark and cloudy and people are passing by, and I hope to see you guys in my future videos where we will be practicing more yoga videos. I mean, yoga sequences, because I really want to make sequences that is designed for people who don't necessarily practice yoga but are really interested in becoming a yogi, or even just the principle of realizing the basic yamas and the niyamas without even the asanas. So yeah, I look forward to see you guys, and aside from that, good luck and good day, and stay safe and wash your hands and wear your mask. All right, bye.